We have had far-sighted pioneers who established key industries within the country in much adverse circumstances. Remember, we had giant factories to make ships and aeroplanes even in pre-independence India. We need such people in large numbers who can guide and shape the society as it evolves through knowledge and technology driven transitions on one side and rapid mixing of cultures driven by instant communications that take place today on the other. Such people, through their research and analysis based deeper understanding and foresight, can present an authentic assessment of the transitions around, create innovative approaches to maximize the gains and minimize threats, and help prepare our youth with capability to effectively deal with evolving situations. The very fact that Indian traditions and cultures have survived through centuries of external influence gives us the hope about our societies responding correctly to the changing paradigm. All of us associated with knowledge activities, one way or the other, have the opportunity to be a part of such people, both by ourselves as well as through the students whom we teach and mentor. Through our teaching, which should be all the way up to the frontiers of knowledge, through our research, which should push the frontiers of knowledge, through development of technologies at the cutting edge, through nurturing a spirit of innovation and entrepreneurship, with strong commitment to our time-tested value system, we have the opportunity to nurture individuals who can be important part of people who can shape the destiny of our nation. We all must resolve to make that happen through our respective pursuits of scholarship, research, and engagement with society and industry around. I strongly believe that for students in higher education system to be fully equipped to be able to effectively engage with development and growth processes in the society, the nation, and the world at large, we must pay simultaneous attention to multiple layers of learning. These layers include 1. Learning all the way up to the frontiers of knowledge in chosen subjects in an ambience of research that continuously pushes those knowledge frontiers forward. 2. Gaining proficiency and hands-on skills in procedural knowledge related to chosen areas of new creation, services, and other socio-economic cultural activities. And 3. Engagement with society and environment in the context of learning being pursued and exposure to basic human values. Unfortunately, today our education institutions do not provide a comprehensive ambience for all these layers of learning. In addition, we have barriers for students to benefit from a holistic learning experience through participation in all these layers simultaneously. A time-tested way to facilitate a holistic learning environment is to link imparting of knowledge with socially useful productive work in our education institutions. Through this mode, the education domain can simultaneously contribute to capable human resource as well as to new inputs for our society as well as our industry through 3 things. 1. New innovations based on latest knowledge acquisitions ahead of others. This would create a superior edge for our country in terms of new products and processes, giving us a competitive edge in the global market. 2. linking knowledge institutions to ongoing socio-economic activities in business or industrial entities to overcome obsolescence issues and maintain stroke regain their competitiveness. And three, explore issues of development of strata at or near the base of socio-economic pyramid and devise as well as implement solutions to minimize the disparities in our society. I do believe that linking education and development this way would significantly enrich higher education while at the same time paving the way for development on a more sound footing in the bottom-up mode. A small experiment is being pursued at an engineering college at Gopalpur near Pandharpur in Maharashtra. A number of centers that demonstrate new technologies sourced from bark and other laboratories with potential benefit for rural areas have been set up in villages around the colleges. These centers, called Akruti, the acronym for Advanced Knowledge-Based Rural Technology Initiative, are linked to the college for their human resource development as well as technology needs. In turn, Akrutis facilitate dissemination of technology, skills and implementation to their respective neighborhood. The college is also a host to a NKN node that is linked to 5 schools through low-cost wireless broadband connectivity. This communication backbone with Akash tablet that brings in a much broader and enriched content in the hands of students and their teachers should enable a discourse at the school to be converted into a flipped classroom. The teachers can be freed from the burden of several evaluation and administrative aspects and focus more on engaging with the students. The impact of ICT in enhancing the quality as well as access to school education in rural areas is being studied in this mode. The college, its faculty and students are thus deeply engaged in the neighborhood development, including school education, even as they pursue their own education, research and training activities. It is important that knowledge institutions and its campus has all facilities to attract and host talented researchers with passion to do world-class research oriented to problems in the neighborhood who bring in that context in their curriculum development and teaching. These facilities should include state-of-art facilities for research as well as constructive engagement / employment for spouses and education of children along with other creature comforts. Such an environment, which one may call sillage, the best of a city in a village, could well be the fountainhead from where new ideas on a sustainable development with grassroots empowerment can emerge and spread while shaping students into youth force that is capable of creating value and take India to the forefront. And this can happen right in rural areas. It is very heartening to note that MNIT, your very institution, is an active participant in the Unnat Bharat Abhiyan. I do believe that our NITs can make a substantial contribution to national development through this mode which I described above. Research in our institutions must be made comparable to the best in the world. For this purpose, we should be able to identify individuals and groups who do research that can be compared with the best in the world and liberally support them. We should engage ourselves in some grand challenge activities of importance to the nation or the region. Several faculty would need to come together to address such grand challenges in a coordinated manner. Our institutions should be in high demand from industry, business, and society, not only for human resource or quality human resource, but also for solutions that they can provide. We should have an environment that incubates business enterprise, making use of R&D carried out in our institutions and churns out several business ventures. In my view, all this would make our education more holistic and also create an ecosystem that nurtures the spirit of innovation that we so desperately need to inculcate in our younger generation. Professor Agarwal actually dealt with this very important issue at great depth. I personally believe that inculcating a spirit of innovation is about transforming our cultural habits. And I think it's important that our young colleagues, young students have the chance to actually go through that environment themselves in order to be able to inculcate such habits. Because you can't transform these habits or these mindsets just by way of a lecture or a discourse. Such enrichment in our institutions is a very desirable feature. For this purpose, we need to bridge a considerable gap in mutual confidence that exists between our academia and user stakeholders. We need to explore opportunities to work together in a variety of mutually beneficial ways to create conditions of mutual trust and confidence. Considerable credible work is necessary to create confidence on part of one side to invest in other. We need to reach conditions wherein both sides see a win-win situation working together. We should also explore opportunities to engage in R&D of relevance to the society. There are many possibilities of technology being brought to bear on societal issues. This is of particular significance in the context of agriculture and rural development. Our students getting exposed to such activities would not only give them a good problem-solving experience, but also emotionally bind them with India in true sense. We need to recognize that above approach invariably would involve interdisciplinary efforts involving science, technology, engineering, medicine, humanities, economics, management, and other disciplines, depending on the objective of a particular development effort. Opportunities for students to participate in applications of such interdisciplinary efforts to address a particular challenge enables a holistic learning experience for them. Alongside, this builds the capability to focus research and development to solving real-life problems that need to be solved rather than looking for problems that can be solved through research one is engaged in. Quality of education as well as research improves considerably in the process. MNIT Jaipur has a proven track record of excellent performance. I do wish that all of you would give some serious thought to these issues and decide your respective course of action. It should be our collective endeavor to progressively move towards making the world a better place to live. Through a lifelong learning process and maintaining our knowledge institutions, industry and society interconnected with each other, each one of us, regardless of the career we decide to pursue, can meaningfully contribute to this objective. After all, we are all in this world to play our respective roles. Our happiness and joy of life depends on how well we play our roles. Dear students, I would once again wish you well